Hello everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of the Sonos haul. I want to thank all of my viewers, all of you, and you know who you are, for being patient and waiting. This video is long overdue, but we had some things going on, and well, my wife E went to Portugal for a couple weeks and left me in charge of the kids, the little furry kiddos that we have. So that in itself takes a lot of work and a lot of time. But the good thing about her being gone is that I got the opportunity to go a little more nuts with the audio system upgrade that we were trying to do here as a surprise. I'm trying to sell it as an early anniversary gift, even though our anniversary isn't until August. But let's get to what I've accomplished. In the last video, you saw the different speakers that we were using, the Move 2s, which were the original ones that I got to explore this wonderful Sonos universe that there is out there. Then we went to getting some Sonos Amps, the soundbar for the outside TV. Well, I ordered some Sonos Era 100s and a Sonos Era 300. And here's a quick little video of the unboxing. It's pretty much the same, very nice packaging. They do a nice job, and there's something oddly satisfying about unboxing the speakers from them. Anyway, so we got 4 of these, and they're pretty much for rear room fill. And what I mean by that for me is that obviously we have speakers that are up on the wall here, the clips, and they face this direction here from the living room wall patio door to the inside of the kitchen and dining room. So one's gonna go over in the kitchen above the fridge to fill that space in, and the other one's gonna go in the dining room to give that fill, and then one in the hallway, so when you're leaving towards the hallway or coming from there, you kind of get the immersive sound of it. That's what I like. I like the music to be all around me, not just from one side. The Era 300, it will be similar. It will be in the garage behind me where the doors are to backfill that area. I do have the 2 Sonos 5s up on top of the cabinet and one on the workbench facing me. So I get like a three-directional sound towards me, which I really like. The Sonos 100s just recently came down in price, which is great. I think they're down $50. It's a great entry level speaker. It has the app on it as well as their own personal assistant. I don't really use it that much. I do use the Sonos one. It's more Sonos. It's more specific for music and whatnot. But as a single speaker, it's not bad sounding. Paired with another 100, they sound really, really good. And furthermore, if they're paired with, let's say, a Sub Mini, it's a great combination. And if you're going to go that route, probably the most inexpensive route you can go, 2 of these speakers along with the Sonos Sub Mini, and you're going to get pretty decent sound. You're going to be very happy. The bass with the sub is great, and it just only enhances what you have here. So I would highly recommend getting these. I'm very happy I got them. I wasn't planning on it at first, but for what I want them for, they're doing a great job. Oh yeah, the 4th one, where's that one going? Well, that one's going is a surprise, and I'll show you that in a little bit. That'll be outside, and that's where the beauty of them being wireless will come into play. The fourth one will be. Oh, then I gotta pick up some poop. I don't know if you can see that or not. But yeah, so the fourth one is in here. Right now I turned it off because of the music obviously is playing. So when it is on, anybody who's in here, including the wonderful herbs and spices and wonderfulness in here, enjoy themselves. And believe it or not, I do believe that plants like to hear music. So anyway, that's where that one goes. And just going back to the Sonos Move 2, I'm going to call them the Move. This is where they primarily get played for having a fire. I have a stand right there. Not that they really need it, but I put a stand, and then there's a mounting circle thing there that you just hang it on, and it sounds so good back here when we have them playing. But yeah, so that's just for those. And then if you want to be in the hot tub, I have a stand right now and another circular mount over there, so you can get the music on both sides. Since we last saw did the last video where I had set up that makeshift little area with the 3 amps on top of each other, and the 1x1 turntable, which was a red turntable, I've decided that wasn't going to be adequate. So I went online and went to my favorite website, Amazon, and looked up media furniture and whatnot, and I came up with a solution that I think I was going to be happy with. I did have to do some modifications with it, but that's fine. I don't mind doing that. Let me show you a short video. And the reason why I wanted this new media center was because since the wife's gone, I wanted to surprise her. I went through the cabinets looking at records and discovered that she had a lot of CDs and a lot of tapes. And what I mean by tapes, for my younger viewers, tape cassettes. There's this they used to play music on tape. Anyway, so I found a lot of those, and I have a handful maybe here and there, and I don't know where all my CDs went. I probably got rid of them when I downloaded them to, or what is that we used to do? You used to go to iTunes and put your music on iTunes, and I don't know if anyone does that anymore. Anyway, so I needed to have extra shelving, extra space for those components. So we already had gotten the turntable, the Audio Technica LP120 USB-X, I think it is, which she had already seen, and she wanted that in silver. I gave her an option, so we're going to bring it back to the 70s, I think, with the silver look. And then I was looking for a CD player / tape deck player, and I found one by TEAC that makes a combo unit, which is great. So I can also play off a USB. So you have the CD player, the tape deck, and you can play USB. And it was for a decent price. Tape decks I've seen are now, $500,000. A good CD player, yeah, they still make them too, is around $2,000-3,000 depending on what you want to get. We're not audiophiles in the sense that we're going to notice that huge of a difference. So the price for what we're getting is very, we're accepting of that. It's still going to sound great. It's going to go through the SONOS Amps, which will help. And I'll go ahead and show that to you. And if you remember before, it looked like this. Not much to it, not a lot of room, kind of just there. So I'll give you a quick look over and then explain what everything is. Now, if you look on top there, you have the turntable. I'll get to the iPad in a moment. There you have the TEAC 850, I believe it is, tape cassette player and CD player. And below that is the phono preamp, which you don't need because that turntable does come with one, but it's not quite as good as the phono preamp there to the right, so that bypasses the one in the turntable. To the left of the gauges there, the audio, the Duke audio, that changes colors. Basically, that's an amp speaker switcher, which I am not using. I like, you know, the gauges and the lights. That's cool. But anyway, and to the left of that, that is an RCA switcher. Because the SONOS Amps, which are below, they're for different zones. I had different rooms, and they only have one input for line in, as far as if you want to put a record player or a CD player or whatnot. So to get around that, I use a switcher so I could have it go into one amp. So basically the turntable goes from the turntable to the preamp to the switcher to the amp of Sonos. And then the cassette player goes from the switcher to the, which also goes back out to the Sonos amp. So it's really easy to do. Originally it was, the switcher had a black cover, but we're trying to go with that silver aesthetic, gray aesthetic. So I just plastic dipped that. It was really easy to take that off and do it. It's not much in there. So that was simple. Below are the 3 Sonos amps. I did opt to keep the Polk Audio sub, which is a 10-inch. It sounds fine. It works well with the Sonos amp, which is great that they allow you to use an aftermarket amp other than their own. Now, when it comes to the furniture here, I did have to do a little modification, like I said earlier. I had to put 4-inch risers on it to lift it up. And I also had to cut a box or a square so the sub could fit there. I didn't want to lose any of the shelves above, but I wanted to fit the sub there. Now, had I gone with the Sonos sub, I could have laid it on its side and never had to worry about any of that. But since I didn't want to spend another $800 for a sub, I decided just to keep the one that works that I already have. So now, as far as the tablet, now that's an Apple iPad mini, and it just has the one single app. It wasn't being used, the mini, so I just wanted it to be like the controller. Now you can control it with your phone, obviously, but that kind of, for me, I wanted something different and something more, you know, a little bit more fun. So I decided that we'll just put the Sonos app on this iPad, and what you do is you just go up to, let's see if I can do this without blocking everything. Maybe I can move over just a tad. Anyway, so you just tap it. It's always on, which is great. It says Sonos. I do that myself. Like I said, there's no other apps, no personal information on there, or anything like that. It's basically just the controller. So I can control all my different zones, my rooms. Come on now, work with me. You can do it. There you go. And then I can pick my music, what I want to, and it's kind of like a jukebox kind of feel to it for me. So I can just press whatever I want to. And one of the things I didn't know, but I do now, which is great about the Sonos amps, are that when you go to the line in, you can have it set up to play autoplay. So as soon as you put a record on or a tape or a CD, it'll recognize that there's something coming in, a signal from the line in, and it'll switch automatically to that music. And you can have it at a predetermined volume, so that way you don't, have it full volume one day and forget, and you scare you scare people. So that's a nice feature I like. Also, this is nice that I put a magnetized USB-C adapter on here, so that way I can, oh jeez, almost broke it. It's magnetized in the back as well on the holder, so you can take this with you. And if you want to go outside by the pool, I happen to get an extra one that I can do the same thing with. So if you're sitting out by the fire or the hot tub or just the pool, you can go ahead and do all your thing right there. Yeah, you can use your phone, but there's something more, cool about this eye thing. Anyway, I know I'm a big geek and I like technical stuff and screens. So, and this fits nicely under here. And then when you bring it back to its home, it gets charged. And this isn't going anywhere. It's nice and secure. Now over here, I'm not sure if you can see it. Actually you can, yes. That's the now playing. And when you play your album, put your album on the record player, you can display it right there. And keeps it out of the way of putting it on the counter or on top of your turntable, because you don't want to put anything on top of that. This scratch is real easy for one. And when you're done, put it back. Now I would love to do nothing more but play some music on here to give you an example of how well it works. But we don't want to get in trouble. So, and in the bottom I found a matching album storage unit. So that's what I came up with. I think it looks a lot better than what I had before. Everything's right where you need it. And remember, you can play any of this stuff to any speaker anywhere in the house that's in the Sonos ecosystem. So this time I'll give it a, is it worth your money score? Dash do dash? 10 out of 10? No, that's probably a 9 out of 10. Value, I mean, you do get some, you get, the ability to put them anywhere. All you need is a power source. Or if you want to get the ones with the battery and move them around, you can use that. The versatility is well worth it. I think the price is worth it. They don't look bad, they look okay. They're speakers, right? So hopefully when my wife gets back from Portugal, she'll be happy with what I have done for our early anniversary gift. If you did enjoy this video, if you did find it informative, even if you didn't, just pretend like you did and hit that like and subscribe button, please. It helps the channel grow. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps us out. And that's all that really matters. Don't you want to help people out? I know you do. So go ahead and do the right thing. Press that like button and press that subscribe. Thank you so much. And enough said. Bye.